Yo, what's good, my people? Welcome to Kicks and Slides, where we bring the beautiful game to life. This is Moj, and today I want us to focus on FIFA Club World Cup match day 3. Very interesting match day 3, because there were teams that had only the last game on day 3, of course, to win, and that would mean that they'll be able to make it to the last 16. And teams have failed to. We see teams that have won games, but it wasn't enough. They needed to actually score more goals. Teams like Atletico Madrid. Atletico needed at least to win with 3 goals, and they beat Botafogo 1-0. And I think that's a testament of how defensively resolute Botafogo is. And with Atletico Madrid, you see, with Atletico, when we talk of Atletico, the first thing that comes is how defensively good they are. And in this tournament, I don't think they have been. They have conceded 5 goals and have scored 4. You see, and so that means their defense is not really that good. So they failed to make it to the last 16 because they have a goal difference of -1, which Botafogo has a +1. So had they managed to at least win it with 3, had Atletico managed to beat Botafogo with at least 3 goals to nothing, then that would have given them a better chance to make it to the last 16. But unfortunately, they could not do that, and they go home. There's also Porto and Al Ahly, which well, their game really was done. You know, it was just they were playing for pride, and oh my goodness, they did, because the game ended 4-4. At first, it looked like Al Ahly were going to go on to win, but Porto denied that very late in the game, and that game ended 4-4. Very interesting game that was. Inter Miami and Palmeiras, obviously, they were already through. All they needed was a draw. You know, all they needed was a draw, and they got that draw, which was 2-2. Very interesting game, also that one. You know, PSG obviously are already through with Botafogo. Benfica have actually they've surprised me, because they managed, you know, to hold off this Bayern side, this Bayern full of attack. They managed to keep it at bay, because they scored very early in the game in the 13th minute, and they went on to defend very well, and they won the game 1-0. And just like that, they top Group C going into the last 16. Then there's Group D, of course. Flamengo and Chelsea managed a win against Chelsea against S Tunis. They won 3-0, and Flamengo against LAFC. I think that one was a draw. Yeah, I think that one was a draw. So in Group D, Flamengo, they lead that group with 7 points. And River Plate and Inter are yet to play. Yes, these ones are playing today, later on today. And yes, a draw against Inter. River Plate is playing Inter, so a draw in this game would give them 5 points, which Monterrey is going to play Arawa Reds, which I think is going to be it's going to be a straight win for Monterrey. Now it's just a matter of how many goals will they be able to score. And they have a goal difference of 0, and Inter has a goal difference of 1, right? River Plate has a goal difference of 2. So now, a team here that has an easier fixture has to be Monterrey. So they definitely have to make sure that they win this game with at least 3 goals for them to be safe. Because looking at this game, Inter also needs to win. So if Inter wins, and Monterrey wins too, that would mean both these two teams are through. But if River Plate and Inter gets a draw, then they'll be on 5 points. And if Monterrey wins, then they'll be 5 points too. But the only difference here would be that Monterrey has to score at least 3 goals. Then they would have a goal difference of at least +2. Now that gives them a better shot of making it into the last 16. Then there's Fluminense that will be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, a game which Mamelodi Sundowns needs to win, because they lost against Borussia Dortmund. A very amazing game, I must say. You know, I was watching that game. At first, it looked like Sundowns were gonna, you know, go away with the win. It was still too early to say that, but they played with so much confidence. They were dictating the game with their possession. And I don't know, the keeper just lost his mind, and he got nervous, and he started making mistakes. And Borussia Dortmund just scored 3. They scored 3 goals in the first half, of course. In the second half, around the 60th minute there, they went on to score their 4th goal. And of course, Mamelodi Sundowns managed, you know, to come back to scoring at least 2 goals, and they failed to score the 4th goal, and that game ended in favor of Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund won the game, but Mamelodi Sundowns has won our hearts, and they have went on to show people that Africa has football too. which Al Ahly, right, would have also managed to do the same thing. Unfortunately, they have recently sacked their previous manager and they brought in a new one that used to coach Orlando Pirates. So there's a contrast in their previous manager's philosophy and the new coach that just came in. So now it would make it very elusive for his new team to, get his philosophy right away. It needs time. It needs time. Hence why maybe they didn't perform the way I expected them to. But yeah, it is what it is. All African teams have been relegated, or they have been knocked out, or they failed to make it out of the last 16. They failed to make it out of the group stages to the last 16. So the only team that remains is Mamelodi Sundowns, and they'll be playing against Fluminense, which is a must-win for them. And we'll just see how it goes. I'm not really worried. Mamelodi Sundowns has been in these situations for the longest time. I mean, they're the best team in South Africa, possibly the best in Africa as well. But yeah, Trophy Cabinet speaks an entirely different story. It says that Al Ahly are the biggest. But in this setting, will Mamelodi Sundowns be able to beat Fluminense and go on into the last 16 and represent Africa? We'll just see what happens today, or tonight rather. But I think they have the right type of players to do it. They've shown us, against Dortmund, the only thing they need is to believe they can do it, is to be mentally focused and mentally prepared for what is ahead. It's not gonna be a very easy road. It's gonna be very thorny, and yeah, they're just going to have to be very prepared for it, and the keeper as well. So these are the games that are going to play today, right? And tomorrow will be Juventus against Man City, which of course they're through, these two teams, because number 3 and number 4, which is Wydad and Ain, are both sitting on 0 points. And this is a game I think Wydad has to win. They can't make it out of. They can't, they can't fail to make it to the last 16 without a win. They need to win. They need to win. Real Madrid and Salzburg, very interesting one also, because Madrid are sitting on 4 points and so is Salzburg. Al Hilal are sitting on 2 points. They have managed to take a draw in their last 2 games against Salzburg and Real Madrid. Now they play against Pachuca, a team that has managed to lose both its games against Salzburg and Real Madrid. So that would mean that Al Hilal has a very good chance of winning here. And they have a goal difference of 0. They have managed to score 1 goal and have conceded 1. So their defense has been very good. Their defense has been very good. And Salzburg has scored 2 goals and conceded 1. Madrid has scored 4 and conceded 2. So now Salzburg has to make sure they fork out a draw against Real Madrid. If they manage to fork out a draw, then there'll be 5 points each. If Al Hilal wins, then they'll also have 5 points. But depending on how many goals they score, then they have a very good chance of making it to the last 16. So if Al Hilal at least wins with 2 goals, they're through. Salzburg needs to win or draw, but I don't think a draw favors Salzburg. Salzburg just needs to win this game. And if they beat Madrid, then that would mean Madrid are out. So there's a lot at stake here. Madrid, they need to win or draw, because a draw favors Real Madrid and a win favors them too. So that's it for the last 4 groups that remain to play today, 2 today and 2 tomorrow. And from there, then we will see which teams will be going through to the last 16 to join teams like Flamengo, Chelsea, River Plate, and etc. But the game that I'm looking forward to watching today is the Mamelodi Sundowns game. I'm looking forward to watching that game. If Mamelodi Sundowns fails to beat Fluminense today, then that would mean no African team has made it to the last 16. That would be very disappointing. But man, this is a very good tournament if you think about it. Yes, the players are exhausted because of the many tournaments that they just keep on inventing, but I feel like this is good in that it gives opportunity to many teams to play against the best teams, the teams that they look forward to playing for, or they're watching always on their televisions. Like there's a player from South Africa, who plays for Wydad. He said that this after the game against Manchester City, right? He said this is football at the highest level. So this competition gives an opportunity to all those teams across the globe to play against the best sides and understand what elite football is. So that's why I feel like this is very interesting. It also generates very good incomes, which will be able to help those teams also be able to better their infrastructures and bring in good players that could also be, could bring viewership to their domestic leagues and so forth. So yes, I'm looking forward to the Mamelodi Sundowns game. Very important game, a must win for Mamelodi Sundowns. And if they get a draw, well, yeah, it was just a difficult group for Mamelodi Sundowns. It was a very difficult group, but I'm really proud of them. I'm really, really, really proud of them, especially against a game against that Dortmund side. Also, I believe they should have beaten Alsen with more than one goal. I don't know why they won 1-0. It should have at least been 3-0. But it is what it is. Football is football, man, as you know. So thank you guys for watching until thus far. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and share your comments on the game versus Mamelodi Sundowns and Fluminense. What do you think is going to happen there? What are you expecting to see happen? If Mamelodi makes it to the last 16, who will they be challenging? I'll make a video on that and we will see if they will be able to make it to the last 16. If they make it to the last 16, it's more money for them, and that would mean that the DSTV Premiership would be even more difficult for the other teams like Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon. Bye bye.